Hi, my name is Izzy Obeng, CEO of Foundervine. In my view, when it comes to scaling up a business, it's super hard, but there are 5 key things that every founder needs to think about. The first is scaling your revenue operations, so scaling your sales. The second is scaling your operations. The third is scaling the way you develop your product. The fourth, which wraps around those 3, is building an awesome culture that people really want to be part of. And the fifth, and most important thing I would say, is knowing who you are as a leader and ruthlessly prioritizing your health and well-being and that of your team. So, let's get into that a bit more. When we talk about scaling our sales, it's likely as a founder that you have been the sole person doing your sales at the moment, or you have been really heavily involved in that process. As you grow, that becomes far less feasible. So think about what you need to do to grow the team around you and build those understandings of what your product is, how you define it, and what it is you're trying to achieve, the outcomes you're looking for clients, and making sure those processes are documented and templated so you can bring on people in your sales team who can start to do that work for you. The second thing, scaling your operations. The biggest piece of advice, if you remember nothing from this video except this, is your role as a CEO or founder is to fire yourself from everything. You're bringing on fantastic people into your team in all of the different operations teams you have within the business. Your role is to motivate them, encourage them, and give them what they need to do their best work, and then step back from that process so they can continue to grow your operations. The third thing, scaling your products development. It's likely in the early stages that everyone did a bit of everything. The startup life is incredibly chaotic and lots of people were moving between different projects in different ways. Some projects crashed and burned, others thrived, and it's likely that there weren't many kind of templates or documents in place for that. Now's the time to think about what it is you do and how you do it. So building out project management structures, building out templates, and figuring out how you can create a startup where anyone can join and understand the way that you do things around there. The fourth, building an awesome culture that people want to be part of. There's a cliche that culture eats strategy for breakfast. It doesn't matter what you want to do or what strategy you build. If you don't have the right culture in place, it's going to become really, really difficult to get your team going and motivated and bring their best work into the organization. So think about how you build that culture. Does everyone know your values? Does everyone know, what to do in different situations? Think about how you can make them come to life. Make sure that you're including everyone as much as possible in that process. And the fifth, knowing who you are as a leader and ruthlessly prioritizing your health and well-being and that of your team. I say that's the most important because burnout is real, and in the growth phase that you're in at the moment, there are going to be several times where you find yourself doing everything and it's completely manic. 1, realize you can't do everything. You are not a superhero, you are a person. And focus on the things that are priority. That's so incredibly important in terms of your leadership journey. Like I said before, fire yourself from everything and make sure that you set a strong enough vision and you are structuring the organization in the right way to do your best work for your clients. The most important thing to consider when scaling your business is your role as CEO. Your world is going to change. There's a huge difference between being a founder and being really, really good at a lot of stuff in order to grow, and being a CEO, where your role is more about setting the direction for your company. It's about motivating your team, ensuring you have good cash flow, and making sure you're building the kinds of relationships with clients and partners that allow you to grow sustainably. You might feel awkward or incompetent in this new role. And I promise you that every CEO feels that way. There's no right way to do it. The most important thing is to give yourself that grace and patience that you're figuring a lot of stuff out really quickly, and you've managed to get to the place that you've got to now through that sheer determination to grow. So everyone feels that way, and just keep going. There are several pitfalls when it comes to growing your business, but with good preparation, you should be able to overcome all of them. One of the things that happens as you transition from founder to CEO is that you might find that your expertise starts to weigh against you. You may find the need to lean into parts of the organization because you have that expertise there. Take a step back and allow yourself to do the opposite. You are now a jack of all trades and focus on the bigger picture. Let the brilliant people you've hired do their work. Second thing I would say is always keep an eye on the ecosystem around you. The world we're in is constantly changing politically, economically, environmentally. All these different factors are affecting your organization in different ways. Keep an eye on the zeitgeist to make sure you're always one step ahead of your competition. The final thing I would say is embrace the vulnerability. It's a really tough thing building a startup, and you've done a great job getting this far. And you may find that now people are coming to you and they're expecting you to have all of the answers. Embrace not having all of the answers. Embrace asking your team the right questions to get the answers from them. And in that way, you're creating leaders at all levels of the organization as well. The best advice I would give to founders who are scaling their businesses is to invest in the community around you before you need it. And there are several different ways that you can do that. First, investing in your peer group, people who are at a similar stage in business, facing similar challenges that you could learn from and share with. Second is investing in that advisory level above you. That might look like an advisory board, but if you're not quite there yet, an informal advisory group of people who can help you in different ways as you grow. The third, I would say, is investing in yourself. Going in with that gut feeling, making sure you're doing that learning and investing in the resources that can help you find the right answers to the questions you have yourself. So invest in your peer network, invest in your advisory groups, and invest in yourself.